Barret, thank you for taking time and for being available for this interview for A Course in Miracles Festival 2020. Nice to see you.
Yeah, thank you, Andreas. It's really good to be here with you. Yeah, I'm excited for this festival.
I see it really as a celebration of joining of minds and rediscovering who we are. And you will be a speaker in the pre-festival on Thursday, the 28th of May. And I have a question for you, Barret.
Okay.
So obviously, A Course in Miracles has had an incredible impact on your life. Can you share why A Course in Miracles is your path?
Well, I guess my main answer to that is that it has helped me to find peace more than any other path I've ever found. Um, I've been on a spiritual path pretty much my whole adult life since I came into my early 20s, and um, I started to find things that were helpful. I started to find things that helped me release some fear, that helped me to let go of an old pattern that I was going through. And every time I would have one of these shifts, I would feel better. So I knew I was onto something. I knew that this was something I wanted to do, was to really release old issues, old patterns, old fears. Um, at the same time, I would say that pretty much all of those paths I could buy into some or even a lot of what they were saying, but they either felt incomplete or something about them didn't seem to quite click. And then I started to study A Course in Miracles, and I read Gary Renard's book, Disappearance of the Universe, and it was like all of the puzzle pieces were clicking together. All of these different things that I've been learning and kind of understanding parts of, or really getting and believing parts of them, all of a sudden I had one cohesive thought system that I could turn to with every problem in my life, with every challenging relationship, with every hard situation out in the world. I, I actually had a very specific practice I could turn to again and again. And that practice is, of course, forgiveness in A Course in Miracles, or what we could call choosing the miracle, right-mindedness. Um, and this practice has been with me now since I really started to get into this in 2006. And I can honestly say I feel happier now than I ever have in my life. I have less tension, I have less unconscious fear. Um, and so this is why I keep doing it. I know I still have, these ego thoughts. I still have challenges in my life that hook me in, and I jump right into the ego's arms, and I have challenges, but now I know how to deal with that. Um, And so to me, I really have been dedicating my life to continuing to study the course. And I feel very fortunate that I can also share it with others, and that I do have, in the outward level, I do have somewhat of a teaching role in the course community too. Um, yeah, it brings me really great joy. But regardless of what happens in the world, I know that in the end, it's always for me, because as the Course teaches, we are all one. So when we really get that, we see that there's no one else out there. So no matter what it looks like is happening here, it's always about coming back to peace within my own mind. And as within, so without, right? As I find peace within, then the peaceful resolution to any problem just shows itself. And that is pretty miraculous in all meanings of the word. So
Absolutely. And well, I just said, obviously, it has had an enormous impact on your life. And I was referring to your activity in spreading the teaching. For example, you've written 2 or 3 books now? Is it?
I'm just about to come out with my third book. Yeah.
Okay, you're in the process of doing your third. You helped organize big events, big ACIM events in the US, and you're very active, and you offered your help in the preparation for this festival. So thank you so much for being so active in that. And you also mentioned that regardless of what's going on in the world, of course, it's not about the outward doing, it's about the inner peace first, as you elaborated so beautifully. And that brings me to your topic of your talk in this online festival, which is love during times of madness. Can you explain a little bit what you want to convey to the participants, or what you want the participants to gain from that talk that you will be contributing?
Yeah, well, I think this is a really interesting topic that just really did come through me as you asked me what I wanted to talk about in regards to the course for our time together. Because it was before any of the pandemic really took off, and has led to such a big shift in all of our lives. Um, but it seems extra fitting, right? In some ways, there's a madness that's descending on all of us, and really, it's not the virus and our reaction to the virus. It's the fear that's being generated by our experience of this situation. And one of the points I'll be making in this talk is that all times are times of madness because this world is a mad world, and the things that happen here are crazy and they're insane. And from the ego's perspective, everything that happens here is is trying to prove that death and separation are real. And the virus is just one way that that can unfold, but there's all kinds of different stories that seem to prove that we're separate, that seem to prove that death is real. And so this time of madness is really our time of buying into the ego story. And the more that we really look at that from a place of love and kindness, the more that we can start to step out of it. We can still be appropriate in whatever's unfolding. We can still be kind and helpful in the situations of our lives. But another part of us knows that nothing's really happening. Another deeper part of us knows that this is all just an illusion and that we don't need to be personally invested in it. Sometimes when people hear that, they fear that, well, if I'm not invested in it, then why would I be kind? Why would I be caring? Well, the truth of the matter is, when you let go of all the fear in your mind, when you let go of all the anger and upset inside of your soul, all that's left is love. So, of course, you're going to be loving. Of course, you're going to be kind, because when you know that love is all that you are, you see the love in everyone, and love responds to love with love. It really is that simple. So regardless of the situation, even as this pandemic is still unfolding, the question we should all be asking ourselves is, how do I want to meet this moment? Do I want to meet this moment with love and kindness, or do I want to meet this love with anger, with judgment, with separation and fear? And that choice is always up to us. It's the choice that Jesus in A Course in Miracles is presenting to us over and over and over again. Do we want to choose peace and joy, or do we want to choose fear and separation? And as we really get that that choice is with us in every moment, this is where the transformation of the forgiveness practice is, because we realize that we're always in control, at least in that level. We're always in control in how we look at the world, how we're perceiving our life, how we're perceiving the situation that we're going through. And when we really get that, it feeds into that workbook lesson: I am not the victim of the world I see. We can't be the victim anymore, because we can always choose love and kindness, no matter what is happening. And that's really true empowerment. So I'm really excited to be sharing about this with even more depth with you all, and on May 28th at the festival.
Fantastic, thank you. I couldn't agree more, Barret. That's also my experience, and this is how my understanding and my experience of the teaching of A Course in Miracles is. And that just ties beautifully into the topic of this festival: one love, one life, one miracle. So we're just meeting, we're really just meeting in that decision. And well, as you said, nothing else is left but love. So yeah, why not? Why not give it a try and join in that? So it's a real pleasure having you, Barret. I'm looking forward to your talk that I'll be attending. And thank you so much for taking this time, and see you very soon.
Yeah, I look forward to it too, Andreas. Thank you so much.
Total pleasure. God bless you. God bless us all.
You too. All right.
Bye.
Blessings. All right. Bye, Andreas.
Ciao.